to run through a very quick explanation discussion with regards to the conjugate of complex numbers. So this is a new section for you today, and you'll be finished with it today. It's nice and simple, nice and straightforward. I'll run through a few problems on it today, and we'll be able to move on, and we'll be nearly finished this chapter. Then come Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be finished completely. So the conjugate of complex numbers, nice and straightforward to start off with. We use notation. You're used to us using the letter Z for complex numbers in this case, and sometimes they have a letter or a number beside them, like Z1 or Z4 or whatever else. So when we're talking about the conjugate of a complex number, all we do is that we put a little line on top of it, and that represents that is the conjugate of this. So you can imagine if I've got the complex number Z1, then the conjugate of that is going to look like this. That's the conjugate of Z1. Okay, so that's all we do. As we said, we just add a little line on top of the letter. So I've given you an example there in the text written already. You can see I've got one complex number is 4 plus 3i, and its conjugate then would be 4 minus 3i. So we just changed it like that. Now, as I said, the line on top is called a vinculum. But again, you don't need to remember that. Okay, as I said, all we have to do is recognize and remember that the line on top represents that it is the conjugate. So the thing that I want you to focus on is you can see what's happened between step 1 and step 2 there. Going from Z to the conjugate of Z, what do you see is different? The only thing that's changed is that the plus sign has become a minus sign. Okay, so our rule for any work with regards to conjugates, as you can see here at the bottom, nice and simple, most important part of what you're going to hear from me today. The conjugate is found by changing the sign of the imaginary part within that complex number. So we can have any complex number at all. You can imagine if I've got Z1 is equal to minus 4 plus 12i. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay, if I get the conjugate of that, the conjugate of Z1 would be equal to minus 4 minus 12i. All I've done is change the sign of the imaginary part. Z4 is equal to 20 minus I. So the conjugate of Z4 would become 20 plus I. Alright, a couple of examples there, nice and simple. So all I'm expecting you to do today then is to be able to practice doing that, and then to tie it in with a couple of different things that we've done, like multiplication and so on, plotting on the Venn diagram and things like that. But it's all part of just starting with changing a complex number into its conjugate, and then anything from that will be stuff you've done previously, so it's nothing new. This step and this rule is the only thing that's new to you today. Okay, so give that a go, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.